The Sussex County Grand Jury today indicted Dr. Earl Bradley for rape and sexual assault of more than 100 victims between 1998 and 2009.
The parents learned of the horror just before Christmas. Earl Bradley was arrested after 15 years as a pediatrician in the town of Lewis, a sleepy fishing village of 3,000 on the Delaware shore.
Almost everybody probably knows somebody that, yeah, their kid went there.
Bradley was a popular doctor with children. A visit to his office, called Baby's Pediatrics, was like going to an amusement park with a Ferris wheel and a merry-go-round.
I think he just, I guess like you say, wanted the kids to come to him. When they said they were going to Dr. Bradley's, they were like, yeah, we're going to go to Dr. Bradley's because he's got the rides.
But the rides and the toys were a lure by what authorities now call a sinister predator.
There were children being molested, probably on a daily basis in that office.
We spoke to a half-dozen parents who know their children were molested. They asked that their identities be obscured. They told us how the revelations have affected them.
You look at your kid sometimes and you just grab her and hold her and give her a hug, and she sees you crying and you don't know. You can't tell her why. It just goes on and on.
The grand jury indictment in Sussex County today charged Bradley assaulted and raped at least 103 children in the past decade, often while the parents were in the room, including this mother of a 5-year-old.
He said he was checking her for a bladder infection, and he actually inserted fingers inside of her. And it was very quick, and I didn't question it because I trusted him.
Police discovered an extensive videotaping system throughout his offices, in the basement and surrounding buildings. He taped brutal assaults when he took the children off alone.
And he would take her to the back building, and he would get her ice cream and things like that.
And she was by herself with him?
Yeah.
And how long would she be gone?
Like 2 to 3 minutes.
For the past 6 weeks, using tapes they seized with a search warrant, police have been trying to identify the victims. They've shown parents still photos pulled from the videos. After this father identified his 3-year-old daughter in one video, he said police told him what it showed.
The police officer described that he disrobed both of them and was rubbing his on her. I was out of the room for 3 minutes or less. And you don't think anything of that at the time, but now looking back, the detectives have told us that some of the videotapes took less than 45 seconds.
With the investigation still ongoing, state officials tried to erase the visual reminders. Last week, officials boarded up the merry-go-round and moved everything else out back, out of view. But what happened here, this town will never forget.
I feel like telling him, the doctor, like, you know, you SOB, what, you know, we trusted you, you know. We trusted you. How could you do that?
Officials say today's indictment isn't the end of the Bradley investigation. For some parents, that's terrifying.
I look at her when she's laying there sleeping, I'm just thinking, the poor girl, you know, I just pray that she's not one of them, because she's so sweet, you know, because he's my little baby.
Investigators are continuing to sift through evidence. Since Bradley had thousands of patients, the number of victims could grow dramatically. Jan Crawford, CBS News, Lewis, Delaware.